Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Bill Waite, and I'm the camp director at Oswegatchie. I have been on the job for about 22 years now. Todd Lighthall, our camp administrator, has been on the job for 30 plus years. We are part of the team that works year round to make sure Oswegatchie has the best camp and your child has the best experience possible. COVID shut our camp down in 2020 after our biggest, most successful year of all time. 2020 was supposed to be our 75th anniversary year. Starting January 1st, we started planning for summer camp 2021, looking at all the guidance that was in play at the time, looking at vaccination rates, looking at what they were letting everything from sports arenas to schools to businesses do. And we made a decision then that we needed to cut the camp capacity back by roughly 50%. And we did that, and then we realized if you did that, you weren't going to let more than half the kids come to camp that wanted to come to camp. And then we'd have a real unmet demand for the summer camp program. So at that point, we cut our summer camp program back to a 70-hour experience. So literally 3 days, 3 nights, less than 72 hours to happen at camp. And turns out, while it's a bummer that kids are only going to be at camp for 3 days at a pop, it really has turned out to everyone's benefit here on June 11th. For the pandemic's response to summer camps, New York State put out a set of guidance on May 19th. They revised it on May 24th. Then they revised it again on June 7th. Each time the code has gotten better, more useful and user-friendly. The guidance was set up for daycares, day camps, and overnight camps. Here we are, a camp that's built for teenagers, and a lot of those things don't really fit into what we do here. So, what is the main takeaway right now from the guidance that we're using as the definitive guidance for summer camp operation? Oswegatchie, because we're having a 70-hour program, it's less than 72 hours. If you're a camper coming to our camp this summer, you will not have to be tested before you come here. I repeat, you will not have to be tested before you arrive at camp. That's pretty huge. That's gargantuan. That saves a huge amount of people from having to go out and find tests in a very short amount of time before coming to camp. That is a huge plus, and I do think it's healthy because that frees up a lot of testing opportunity for other people who may need it. So thank you, New York State Department of Health. That is something that we are allowed because our camp program is less than 72 hours this year. Now, the other realities of coming to camp. We have a 5-page response plan to COVID that we have. Majority of that is cleaning protocol, how many kids are going to be in each campsite, how activities are going to be scheduled. Is 5 pages of guidance on how we're going to make sure kids have a safe camp. All these things are set up with safety and sanitation, but also for the developmental needs of teenagers. We have not skipped on that at all. The one problem we've had already is we had some families upset that masks were going to be needed at camp. Well, since the May 19th guidance came out, here we are, almost an entire month later, New York State has changed the game. If campers are outside, vaccinated or unvaccinated, they don't need to wear a mask. They don't need to wear a mask while they're outside. Oswegatchie camp is built to be 95% outside. So 95% of your camp experience, you won't need a mask. Now, when do you need a mask if you're an unvaccinated camper? 3 things. When you go inside a building, and the only reasons you're going into a building for is to eat, sleep, or to shower, or use a bathroom. Okay, those are the only 3 things. So within that last 5% of the time where you need to wear a mask, you need to understand that when you go inside the dining hall to eat, you cannot wear a mask because you can't eat with a mask on. You go into the bathhouse to take a shower, you can't shower with a mask on. And when you go to your campsite at night, and each campsite cabin is only going to have 3 kids in it, you don't have to wear your mask while you're sleeping. So out of the remaining 5% of the time, you barely have to wear a mask. These are all just realities. These are just kind of what needs to happen, and is a very small portion of the time. So the big concern we've seen coming across the internet for our camp and other camps is the fear that vaccinated campers and unvaccinated campers were going to be treated differently. That is the farthest from the truth. We're going to treat everybody the same. But when you go in the dining hall, you just put on the mask. Now, majority of our campers aren't going to be vaccinated. Right now, we're looking at about 20% of our campers are vaccinated, and those are the kids who are 15, 16, 17, the ones who had earlier access to it. That's who it is. The majority of the camp is going to be unvaccinated kids. It's nobody's fault. No one's to blame. It's not a deal breaker, because New York State only released, or the CDC only released vaccines for kids under the age of 16 4 weeks ago. There's barely anybody in the 12 to 16-year-old age bracket, 12 to 15-year-old age bracket that's fully vaccinated. So no one's going to be singled out because they're not vaccinated, just as an FYI. That would be a very unfair thing for us to do. If anything, it's just easy enough for us all to put on masks when we go into the dining hall. Real quick, let me show you our new dining hall. I'm sitting in front of what we call Sentinel Hall, this beautiful brand new building. I'm not going to necessarily be able to flip the camera's angle around to help you out at all, but as I walk through here, you're going to see this brand new dining hall. This dining hall was a massive project undertaken by a lot of people to make it happen. But as you look around, we have so much space in this new dining hall for a very small amount of time when you're not wearing a mask to eat. You're not even going to notice it. We have windows, beautiful windows on the roadside. We have beautiful windows on the pond side of the building and doors. And because we have a screened-in porch there, we're going to be able to open those doors and have a huge amount of ventilation for this building. There's even ceiling fans going on above me right now, helping push air around. We have air filtration systems in here. For that very small amount of time you're going to be inside a building, we have you covered. It's amazing everything's worked out in the same time that this pandemic's worked out. Ladies and gentlemen, Oswegatchie's here for the betterment of campers. It is here to make people happy and give them a great place in the Adirondacks. We've been doing this for a long time. We've had some tremendous success in the last 22 years. This dining hall is the pinnacle of all that. So if you have questions, please make it a phone call, 315-346-1222. You can talk to Bill, Todd, Robin, or Roland, and we'd love to talk about summer camp with you. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening. Have a great day.